All right, in our menu here, we have the ability to go into a different type of mode. First, what I like to do here, however, is duplicate the apple, because that way if I mess up, I can always take the opacity down. Here, I have overlay. Overlay ramps color in certain areas. So if I want to just kind of ramp color based upon a light color, let's say this red right here, and I want to ramp this area with red, I can do that. See? Okay, now I'm just going to ramp some color over here. I'm going to ramp some of this white up. Think of this as a gloss coat. Okay, just be careful of the outside edge. Okay, now what I'm going to do with this gloss coat is tint it back. Okay, and you could try other modes. You know, there's like lighten, which is a little bit nicer, and there's a real low pin light in here too. Okay, so don't think that overlay is the only one. There's much more than just overlay. Okay, I like to overlay the best, only because I have more control over it. Okay, so what I'll do is now layer merge down, and that will drop the highlights right on top of there, and I don't have to worry about using overlay anymore, or that on a different kind of layer. Okay, one last thing is clean up the form. Just do this with a real soft brush. Later on, you'll get to know what you're going to use as a soft brush and what you're going to use as a hard brush. Me, myself, I like using a soft brush like this, and then take the sharpen tool and take and sharpen the outside edge. Just like that. And the strength is just that. If I rank the strength up, it will definitely start sharpening it, and it will sharpen it to the point where it's turning white. So you better be careful with how much you're going to sharpen that. And if it does turn white, that's okay, because think about what it's really doing is giving me some detail right there as far as the outside form, and then I can just take my sketch brush and go over the details. So it's not a bad thing that it's giving the little white dots, as long as you overcoat it a little bit using your brush. And just do a little opacity here. Alright, now, if you want to start globbing it around, what I usually do here is go into Filter Liquify. And if I want to tweak the apple at all, I'll just zoom out. And Alt will zoom out. Then I'll take this goo brush, or my liquify brush, and I'll make it a little bit bigger. And I can really, after the fact, go in here and say, well, maybe I need some height on this side, lower it down. Maybe if I want to push this in, make it look more interesting, and hit OK. There we go. A little bit warped, but you get the picture. I do see a little bit of darkness that should be right about in here. I add that in a lower opacity, that way it gives it the depth. See how it blends with the background a little, and that gives it that depth it needs. Alright, so that is separating color, blending color back together. It's fruit. What do you want? It's one of those things that all artists are going to have to do, their fruit thing sooner or later. It's best to get it out of the way and go on with life. The problem is, step back. Don't do a whole complex human face yet. You're not ready for that. Just go do some smaller studies at first, and then when you feel that you're just ready, try an eye or something real small to build your confidence levels up. I was just gonna maybe put a gradient in the background of this just to separate it out. Yeah, gradients are tricky because once you get a gradient that does not work, you'll have to destroy it, go over here, make a new one, and start all over with your gradient. There we go. Something real light so you can go like that. And then you can work in a shadow if you want. Here's a shadow just right here. I'll let you guys paint the shadow in. That's a no-brainer. And what I'm going to do is give you your assignment in the next little area in the next video. All right, so on to the next video.